If I could just get you to stand on the line there and say your name.
Michael McCarthy.
I see here from your resume that you worked at Second City in Chicago.
Yes, I did.
A friend of mine worked there, David Johnson.
Sorry.
Graduated a couple of years ago.
Oh, well, see, he took workshops. He didn't really work at Second City per se.
It's kind of splitting hairs, isn't it?
No, not really. He paid money and received instruction as opposed to being paid for performance. That's the difference.
I know he did a show there.
Yes, he did a student show. But to say that he worked at Second City is sort of like saying Lance Bass was an astronaut.
So what's your definition of working at Second City?
Well, you visit Chicago and you see a show and it changes your life forever and you decide you have to work there. So you move and start studying with Del Close, who at that time in his career wasn't so much a guru as he was a junkie. And you learn what you can while you work at the place as a bartender or a waiter or a host. And you watch as many improv sets as you can, and you form your own improv group and attempt to perform all over Chicago, a town so saturated with improvisation that when you ask for a suggestion from the audience, you're lucky their heads don't explode, but you do it anyway. And then you audition for the touring company and you don't get in because that was the year they decided they needed more Northwestern musical theater people. So you boycott the place for a year and nobody notices. Then, with a hemlock cocktail waiting for you back at your apartment, you audition again because what the fuck? And this time you completely go for the dick joke, and lo and behold, you get in, which is the good and bad news, because for all its reputation, the touring company is like waterboarding without the humanity. And then you do material that your director loves, but you don't understand, and neither do your audiences. Fuck you, football comes to the UFC, and for 68 bucks a show, which is, what's the term I'm looking for? Impossible to live on. So, while the people you went to college with, as well as your siblings, are getting married and having kids and buying homes, you're redoing the running order for the Young Republican Club of Hillsdale, Michigan. And then, at the Christmas party, in between Joyce telling you not to swear so much and threatening to tell your parents, who are such sweet people, she mentions that such and such is leaving and would you like to go into ETC? At which point, you become like Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan, where you can barely hear and everything moves in slow motion, and you wonder if the bar prop survival techniques that you learned on the road bear any resemblance to the stuff that originally inspired you. So you join a resident company, all of whom immediately hate you for shit you can't help, and you're gasping for air, and Sheldon says, why don't you try this, which you do, which weirdly works, and you go into previews for a new show, which means your life outside the theater completely ends, and you spend all daylight hours amid the smell of stale beer arguing with your cast about the stupidest shit ever, Monty Python versus Three Stooges, why can't girls make the sound effects of a machine gun, and why does David Arquette have a career? And finally you open, which is the most painful thing, it's like passing a gallstone, and you're not mentioned in the reviews, which only talk about how good Second City used to be, but the people come, and Andrew learns your name, and Kelly says that they have a project for you, and on and on and on, and you do another review, and then another, and then another, and then somebody recognizes you at Water Tower Place, which you think means something, which it doesn't, so you think, well, I gotta get to LA because I'm gonna be a star. So you leave Second City and Chicago, equipped with a varsity jacket and the 5 words that will save your life. I've worked with Steve Carell.
Have you?
Yes! So unless your friend has run that fucking gauntlet, then he has not worked at the Second City in Chicago. Got that?
Jeez. Sorry.
It's okay. Just, it's important.
Understood. Ready to do this?
Yes. Jolly Roger suppositories. Think of them as ass candy.
Can you say candy for your ass?
No.